And welcome to Advertising Champions, your go-to destination for insights into the dynamic world of advertising. I'm your host, Tony Stanol, and today we're with Rakesh Talwar, who is with Deutsch, New York. Welcome.
Thank you, Tony.
Now, you and I chatted briefly in show prep about a philosophy you have that you'd like to talk about, and that's one of leadership in the agency world. Why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. Actually, it's related to the fact that I've been at Deutsch New York for a little over 9 years now, and we always talk about how the industry is all about great work, and that's what we kind of come to the office for. That's what we work with teams for. But very often we forget that advertising is even more about the people. That's the teams that you work with, the clients that you work with, and that's what often creates good work. And I have this belief where good leadership develops good people make great work, and great work builds great brands. And obviously you get happy clients after, but there is a cadence and there's a reason for why that exists and why that actually works. What we've seen, you must have seen it now on LinkedIn, there's a ton of philosophies out there about leaders versus managers, how people need to think about the collective before thinking about individuals. And all that is true, and it's great, and it's not wrong. I do think that sometimes we forget that leadership is also a focus on the individual. And by that, I mean a team is as good as each person on it. And I think a good leader is one that will focus on development of each individual as well as the team as a whole. And I'll add to that by saying a good leader is possibly somebody who also focus on their own self-development so that they can then continue to develop everyone around them. And that's kind of why I've loved Deutsch so much, is because everyone right through our CEO, Val DeFigo, is so focused on the relationships and so focused on growing individuals as part of that collective team that it has been a joy to kind of be here for all this time.
Now, did you take this leadership philosophy from a former boss or someone you admired in an organization, whether it's Deutsch New York or elsewhere?
I think I've been lucky enough to have some great bosses along the way. Barbara Chandler, Val, like I mentioned, but a lot of them have given me bits and pieces of this, if you will, across the past 25 years or so. And I feel like I've kind of culled this all together on my own to some extent, but with a lot of inspiration from these people that I've worked with over time.
Got it. Now, why don't you walk us through some, what's new developments with in Deutsch New York?
Sure. That's actually the exciting part. So over the years, one of the things that we've done at Deutsch is we've always been, again, like I said, about the people and about development. In fact, once upon a time, we had this whole mentor system where we encourage people from different departments to be champions of people from other teams. So a creative person would be the mentor of somebody in account and so on. What is really interesting is now that we've actually hired a new chief creator officer, Ashley Rudder, who has come to us from a brand side, has come to us from a social space. She's going to add a lot to that inspiration that we can provide to the teams across the agency, where we're looking for her to be a mentor to many outside of even the creative department, and also grow the agency in that way. Additionally, as Deutsch, we've actually added this other offering called Soci Studio, which focuses on high volume, high impact social creative. And that's led by another team member, Tom Lyons. But together, we're hoping that that will actually bring in fresh blood, new thinking, and then that will create that diversity of development that's needed for strong teams and strong leadership within the agency.
Well, fantastic. Well, we'll be looking for great things to come out of Deutsch New York as a result of all these developments and new leadership, new initiatives. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much, Tony.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Advertising Champions. You could find this one and more like it at dailynewsnetwork.com. And we'll see you next time.
We've been around for 16 years, working with clients, with thousands of clients. We're working with agencies to be able to scale them and grow them and provide them services that would cost them way more than it would for them to do it themselves. Anything oriented around lead generation, video creation, web design, we're full service, so we can really serve most people.